Leopard geckos are one of the most commonly kept pet lizards by beginners, but they absolutely need the right care to thrive. If you're thinking about getting one or already have one, this guide will cover everything that you need to know, from setup to feeding, handling to healthcare. First things first, where is your gecko going to live? You'll need at least a 20-gallon enclosure for smaller ones and a minimum of 30 to 40 gallons for adults, though bigger is always better. Make sure it has good ventilation. Unlike some other reptiles, leopard geckos don't climb very much, so floor space is much more important. Though they will utilize secure higher areas within enclosures like ledges and outcrops. A proper temperature gradient is key. The hot side should be between 88 and 92 degrees, while the cool side stays right around 75 to 80 degrees. Leopard geckos need that thermogradient, that temperature gradient, to be able to digest their food properly. And as always, never use things like heat rocks, as they can cause burns. Lighting, however, is definitely something really important. They absolutely need access to UVB. Leopard geckos are crepuscular, meaning they are out during dusk and dawn, which does give them access to natural sunlight, which includes UVB. And it will be beneficial to their overall health. Let's talk about substrate, the bedding at the bottom of the enclosure. This is super important because the wrong type can be dangerous. Safe options include paper towels, slate tile, and things like bioactive setups. These are all easy to clean and won't really cause health problems. On the other hand, loose substrates like crushed walnut, calcium sand should absolutely be avoided. These can cause impactions, which is when a leopard gecko accidentally ingests the substrate and it clogs their digestive system. It's painful, dangerous, and can be fatal. Leopard geckos are insectivores, which means they eat bugs. No fruits or veggies for these little guys. The best feeder insects include crickets, mealworms, dubia roaches, and the occasional superworm. Avoid feeding them wild-caught bugs as they may carry parasites. Before you feed those insect feeders off to your leopard gecko, make sure to gut load your insects for at least 24 hours. This means feeding them a high-quality diet so that your gecko gets the nutrients they need. It's also important to dust your feeder insects with calcium, as leopard geckos will really use that extra calcium during their growth and to maintain proper levels. You can also use a multivitamin once or twice a week, but do not overdust any of these, as they also can cause problems if you do that too long. And don't forget, always provide a shallow water dish with fresh water in the enclosure. One of the best things about leopard geckos is that they're really calm and easy to handle, but only if you do it right. If you just got your gecko, give them at least a week to settle in before handling. This helps them adjust to their new environment without the added complications of you reaching in and trying to pick them up. When you start handling, always approach slowly and gently. Never grab from above, as this can trigger a fear response. Remember, these are little animals, and a lot of things do eat them in nature. Support their whole body and let them walk across your hands. And whatever you do, don't grab their tail. Leopard geckos can drop their tail as a defense mechanism. When it grows back, which it will do, it won't look the same, and this is a very stressful event on the body of that leopard gecko. Even with the best care, things can sometimes go wrong. Here are some common leopard gecko health issues and how to avoid them. If your gecko is lethargic, refusing to eat, or losing weight rapidly, it could be a sign of illness. One common issue is metabolic bone disease, caused by a lack of calcium and vitamin D3. This can lead to weak, deformed bones and difficulty moving. Prevent this by supplementing properly and using a good heat source along with a proper UV source, UVB specifically. Another issue is stuck shed, especially on toes. If this happens, you can soak the toes of your leopard gecko in very shallow water and use a cotton swab to remove the shed very gently. Lastly, always monitor their weight and body condition. A healthy gecko should have a plump tail, which acts as a reserve when times are thin. And that's everything you need to know to keep your leopard gecko happy and healthy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.